Do-do. Do-do. Alright, that means you can hear my audio, which is great. I need to fix the game capture right quick. Because for some reason, it doesn't always capture any full screen application. Alright. I'm gonna maybe make that just a little bit smaller so that let's see most of the top of the screen. That black bar's gonna be super annoying though. Alright, we'll do it like this and see if it is a problem. Hi everybody, welcome to Extra Life 2024. This is going to be a fun run. I've got a number of cozy and creepy games. Disclaimers for Slay the Princess, this is a horror game and there will be scenes of whatever, I don't know. I'm going in blind, so this should be great. They just released the pristine cut yesterday or the day before, so I have no idea what I am walking into. I've deliberately avoided spoilers for this game until now. So I'm very excited. We've got a number of other games coming up. After this, we're doing Sucker for Love version 2, which is ostensibly also a horror game, but it's more like cozy eldritch dating game than anything else. And then after that, we got some Phasmophobia and Demonologist, along with Monster Prom. I'll give warnings along with this. As per usual, I'll be taking periodic breaks and be standing up every so often to make sure that my legs do not completely atrophy and fall off. And I'll be doing a short lunch and dinner break, like right before Sucker for Love, and then again probably right before Monster Prom, or maybe right after Monster Prom. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, welcome aboard. Let's dive right in, shall we? And if at any time my audio mix is bad,
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Vive la revolution.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put... Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
I am already suspicious of this narrator. Do you have any evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
You plopped me here. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Oh, sweet summer narrator. Alright, I'm gonna go with sweet. I've always wanted to
That's the spirit.
Alright.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, great. So we got a narrator. We also have the protagonist voiced by themselves. And then me, the fourth wall control. Do I take the narrator at his word?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Why? Why is this here? All right.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be right.
Oh, my cursor changed. Now it's a dagger.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her
She's
voice
chained up down
carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
She's chained to the wall. How hard could this be?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me. I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blood? Don't you dare.
So I have
It's
to...
fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
We're going to take the
Ignore
narrator as
trembling in your
word.
hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
That's true. She got a point.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Let's do it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago.
No, this is
That
bad.
arrogant look still
This is
plastered
not
on
good.
her face. But is it over? Really over?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course it is.
exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Only
there's no...
A world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
Damn it!
Instead, what you
Of course.
find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here.
Narrator.
This is good.
Maybe I should
Everyone
trust
is
that
happy.
narrator.
You'll be happy.
That is bullshit.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
No, we're not.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this, do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
You're right.
Don't you dare.
We're gonna do whatever we want.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a
I
good
don't
enough
trust you,
reward for
narrator.
saving the world? An eternity of bliss? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
The narrator's
Princess's
evil.
body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Take that, narrator.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Look at his arms. Oh. Nice little claws, too.
The
A birdman?
end. Nice knowing you.
I kind of expected
You're
you to
on
have
a
to go...
path in the woods.
Oh.
And at the end of that path is a cabin.
This is not
And
exactly
in the
what I
basement,
expected.
you're here to slay her.
Oh, you bastard.
By tricks. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to her this time.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, she won't be a problem.
No, we're not killing her again. That doesn't solve anything.
The interior of the cabin is
Oh.
cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long... Like I've been saying. She's...
No. Let's look in the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you
I
look
still have-
now.
That's cool. I like this.
There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged. The door to the basement groans open, revealing
That's
an
cool.
old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below, nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you
Yep,
descend
already
the
did.
final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head, two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body.
This. That's good.
And she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to.
No.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe?
We're gonna take down that stupid narrator.
Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
That one.
Nobody tricked you. And the fact that the princess's spirit has risen from the dead should be more than enough evidence that she isn't exactly sweet.
You locked me in a cabin.
It's all been an act.
Oh hey.
She's pretending.
We are upset with the narrator.
The
narrator is not our friend.
To be sweet or innocent. She does have a little bit of an attitude, but I can't blame her. We did kill her after all. I wouldn't be nice to my murderer if I was killed.
It's true.
The enemy of my enemy.
The princess circles you again, her icy fingertips trailing up your spine, sending shivers rippling across your flesh.
I don't want enemies. I don't want to fight. I just want to go home.
Alright, well, if you can help us destroy the world, and the narrator along with it.
So much to ask?
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far, wherever I'm supposed to be. It's out there.
How specific.
Yeah, cool. Enjoy.
And how convenient for her. You see
the
what she's
cabin
doing, right?
area is completely
She's
different
suggesting
from the
that
first
the only way you can
loop.
rid yourself of her
So this
would be
is
to
great.
let her out. Which, in case you have...
Yeah, we're gonna let her out. Yeah, we did kill ourselves in the last loop. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. Why am I different? Why are you different? I'm curious.
You don't look dead, Killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still...
And you don't feel dead, either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out.
I like what they're doing with the
right
echo.
Back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here.
I did kill
But
you.
you can
That's
come and go as you please, can't you? After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. Would she be able to see us if we went along? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face
I
to
like
face
this.
with him.
Okay.
I
Yes.
wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly. You won't like how things play out.
Oh, I think I will. Sounds great.
The
Let's
princess
do it.
swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks
Oh.
for being.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to
See you soon.
Yep. Come on.
She
Let's go.
rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
You're not meant to like it.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yep.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't. Or she wouldn't have
Or wouldn't have
commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
What are we talking? What are you talking
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
about?
a voice? I'm me, is what I am.
Yeah,
Who
you're not
cares
real.
what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
It's not.
You're
It's not
kind
rude.
of like me, actually.
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
I like the cold.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish
This reminds me a lot of the
decision.
Stanley Parable,
You don't have to let him get to you.
but
You're
darker.
better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Hey, you trapped us in here last time.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin?
I like the
Does the
existential
destruction of one
nightmare
open a door
you're
to
having
another?
right now.
Or is it the same world reborn?
It's a great
Against
question.
the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
That's a good
Maybe
point.
the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Oh, maybe.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You
Nope,
continue
we're
slowly
not
to the
taking
door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
That's
You
great.
lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
I'm very, very interested to see what
Shit.
happens.
But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it. You collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here.
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
There we go. Alright, achievement unlocked. A hitchhiker.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
You're
Don't
welcome.
mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Cool.
She's
Mirror.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
That's a good question. The narrator's gone.
Does that mean the world ended? He was never going to outlast us.
Yeah.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
What do you have against mirrors?
Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Ignore him.
I certainly
beg you,
like the Colt
don't do
better than
this.
the Hero at this point.
It's
That's true.
different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Because you're a monster. Cool. Achievement unlocked, the body. Oh, neat.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
That's a good question.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives. This one is vaporous. She has a dream of a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for a yearning heart.
This is very
Do
poetic.
not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
It's a good place. It's a good question.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness. Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that there is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
That is interesting.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite.
This is a clever way to do the multiple endings thing.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again. You ask of things that cannot be done. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. She
Let's do
asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
That's great.
You're on a path in the woods.
I
At the
don't
end
know
of that path is a
if
cabin,
this counts,
and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
because I put the incentive as like bad end. That's not a bad end, and I don't think there are any bad endings in this. I didn't put it on the list. Tell you what, for every ending we get to, I will put another $1 on the board. And it looks like my hotkeys are working. Yes. Okay. All
You're
right.
here to slay her.
Okay. I can skip by hitting tab. Oh, okay, thanks for
Don't
telling me what to
mention
do.
it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning: she will lie. She.
Okay, great. We'll just skip the previously seen dialogue, because we don't need to hear it again.
The
Cabin's
interior of
back
the
to
cabin
where
is
it
almost
was. We're not going to take the knife. We're just going to talk to her this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be
Hi.
a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
I don't trust you,
Hi.
narrator.
Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay. Oh,
She pauses, carefully
She
formulating her
doesn't know
words
her
before
name?
she responds.
Or have a name?
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is
Yeah, you're some sort of
princess her
eldritch
name
entity.
or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being
Princess,
named
princess?
Princess?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty ridiculous name.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you... I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
No, you
Okay,
are a...
That's weird.
Yeah.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't.
Yeah, no, we're not going to stab her. We've already done that. That's a good
I
question.
don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
There's also no toilet in here, and there's no bucket.
The princess hesitates before responding.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of...
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
She has a point.
It's not like you'd believe me. Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You
She's
have
pretty
all the
amnesiac,
explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Shut up, narrator. All right.
You're only
getting-
making this more difficult.
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Narrator.
Thank you.
We know we have a purpose in life now.
You're making a huge mistake. No,
Shut up.
you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I think they might.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door... Is someone else here?
Oh, cool.
You try the
Try.
door, but it's locked. Your shouts and pleas are... You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, so you have a body, do you, narrator? Thank you, buddy.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd... Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh.
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth
Oh.
tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Did not see that coming. Oh.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of... It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time... Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's
Aw,
arm,
just a little bit of
above
blood
the
right there.
unyielding
That's great.
chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No,
Yep.
she didn't.
That's
She
great.
smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. Blood from... How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you.
So
Now
the
let's
question
get out of
is,
here.
like, she could have chewed through her arm at any point.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Alright, looks like my hand is always like this.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Great.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, we know what happened in the first loop.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious...
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She
Appreciate
plunges
it.
it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of
Oh,
you
we need to kill the narrator again.
every
I don't like this guy.
whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Nope.
Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
That's a
I'm
lot of
so
blood.
Sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It
Aww.
can't just end like this, right?
Sure can.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her. If you... My tricks? What if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe... Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to
There we
save
go.
our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Yay!
Beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if... Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds... What can I say? A world without love.
He's right. Let's do it.
A warning. She will lie. She will cheat. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty... I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do.
That's good.
But I also speak from the heart. My
I do like
passions
the
are
sound
too
of my own
great
voice.
to be stifled. They must... Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
I have
Don't pay
snacks.
their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Yeah, the task ahead is to go inside. Let's see what the cabin's changed into this time. I'm very excited about this.
The interior
Oh.
of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner.
Yeah, this
The
prison
blade
isn't
is
for
your
the princess,
implement.
it's for us.
You'll need it if you want to do this
We're
right.
trapped here. We're gonna look in the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous... There was a mirror, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
That's true, we are some sort of bird person.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice.
I don't know, it
carries
seems
up
pretty
the
cozy.
stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more... I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click through that too
You can
fast.
still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Shut up, hero.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she
Did
called
say
us
that.
a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's
Yes, we
right,
have.
villain, and you killed us.
It's true.
Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Unstained by cruelty. Alright. We still... We're still broadcasting, but Discord seems... Hang on, I'm going to restart Twitch over here and make sure that we're actually still moving. Okay, yeah, we're good. Great.
And you've died before, so an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Oh, so the narrative's
We
trapped in this.
damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
We'll see about that, narrator.
This is horrible.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We
I'd
won't
rather
be
not.
laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to... What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
I'm betting
Why
we
are
can.
you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
No.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No,
Good
you're
job.
right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go.
I am
You
curious what happened
died,
after.
and now we're talking. I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy.
So, I'm
My
pretty
heart
sure she's
melts
a
further
manifestation
with
of our
every
psyche.
word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Yep, don't care. Let's go with
I
that.
can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a
Lucky for you, I did destroy the world. I destroyed all of it and made it awful for everyone.
I'd point out that she just admitted to obliterating the entire world, but I guess that wouldn't actually move you.
She's just saying
it
what we
moves
want to hear.
me. Whatever we do next, we should do our best. But have you seen her angelic face? By destroying the world? Apparently, yes. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Look at how encouraging this is.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Are you sure?
I think he's right.
Because I think there are multiples
I'd
here.
like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
It's true.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not
That's
on
why we
my
didn't grab-
watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I
He
would.
would. He totally
I'd
would.
listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Yeah, why are we a Claude
I'm
Bird
free,
person?
and you're not
Really
trying
wanna
to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
Nope.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
We leave. Oh,
Let
what do you
me
want to do?
guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before. I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave, and I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Do you
Are
want
you
to know?
seriously ask?
Oh, we've been over this one. I do want to end the world. I just want to make you happy.
Yes.
I just want to make you happy. Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
I like that she's getting less and less sketchier. I want you to make
Okay,
me.
if that's what makes you happy, I can make you
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the
Yes.
only ones here?
Because we are. Cool. Alright, so I... That's a different ending, but I don't know which ending that is.
No. She was our perfect match.
Yeah, it's because you were projecting
She's
her...
gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? But it feels so
Oh.
bad. Like looking into it right now is going to... Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. Okay. She'll be there waiting.
She won't, I'm sorry. Getting bigger. Cool. Oh, the cursor's turned into a bone finger? Has it always been like that?
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality. Whenever you are ready, Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but
Come again.
those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives
okay.
I have already made my own. They are you.
That's handy. So I can't pick things that will take me to the same ending. That is very useful.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt, the wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be alone, and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is, I cannot tell you what desires I will, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
That's true.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
That's true.
This one is a reflecting pool of desire unfulfilled. She will make for a pliant heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
The music's really good too. Like, this is pretty good and haunting. I'm tempted to hit that, but I'm not
I
gonna.
will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect. We will meet again.
I'll press it before we get out. Deconstructed damsel.
You're
is the
on
one
a
that has
path.
no
You're here
personality.
to slay.
Okay, yeah. The curse has always been like that. And out.
Seriously? You're just going to...
Let's just quietly.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes, he does. We've been through this before.
That's strange. It looks like this path... Oh,
And around again.
you're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job...
You are not emotionally affecting me. I'm just gonna.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the prince.
I can do this all day.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
That's my choice to
And here
make.
we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Cabin.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers
That's a lot of cabins.
weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all.
That's right.
You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to Oh, don't you start grandstanding about... If he doesn't remember what happened, then... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. Captive audience. The entire
I love
world
it.
ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining every... The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, the world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
stay in the woods
You have
forever.
already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
No, that's true. Where
I
I'm
know I
definitely
can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am a warning. Before
This
you go
big-ass
any
wall.
further. She will lie. She will cheat. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being... Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin
I love it.
interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on the blade is your If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window.
Ooh, I like that
We're
last one.
taking the knife. Have you seen this place? I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you... Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's that? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
It's true.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay.
It's true.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting. Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to... Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
I am some sort of bird.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't... You reach forward and rub your hand. It was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
It's true.
You take the blade from the table. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But then how are we supposed to... The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long... You switch your grip on the blade. Yes! Isn't this so much... Okay, fine. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and
Yeah.
Yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glance around the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. I'm not so
True.
sure. This place is already messing with my head. What's done is done. Good luck here. The door to the basement creaks
Yeah,
open,
look at that.
revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
I mean, it looks like
Nothing
stone.
here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone... The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
You keep saying that.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's
Fuck
that?
you, narrator.
That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day. You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
It's true.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance.
Ooh,
The
is it a
softness
big
threatens
tongue?
to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
I like
Till the
the
only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal,
Ooh, look at my
skepticism and
cursor.
blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing,
Is that a carpet?
pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Oh, hey.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was the trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and...
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange. So, why are you here?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
Yay.
We can do that? Unlike this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. Ooh, new plan! Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I like that.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again.
Yay!
I don't like where this is going.
But I do.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we always start by retrieving the blade? The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
Kinda hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say, just... It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop...
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
Princess. You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But we're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
It's a good question.
You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even...
It's a good question.
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Yeah.
Boy, we both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
No.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even... Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been... Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want.
Yeah, we're gonna do everything.
That's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use... No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapsing or falls apart.
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
Take that, narrator.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart?
We should help her.
How surprisingly sincere.
I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. Huzzah! The illusion of choice.
She's gone. Where did she... And there's that mirror. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever... He's just messing...
Nope. I am not messing with you. I'm apparently drippy melty? Withered?
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new. All of me is changing, and yet the rest... It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any... It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided. I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never... The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything word.
That's great.
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me. Even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen... These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
That's true. Alright.
There's nowhere for you to be but here. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non... I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no...
It's true.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path.
Aww.
We will know when we near it.
I actually saved the game in case this crashes. Let's try tag.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Alright. So that was the stranger.
You're on a path in the woods.
Hey, buddy. Alright. So I can't go back. Do I get some
Yes, but you'll have to...
Ooh.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you.
Yeah, no, that's suspicious.
Does it? While I appreciate the mental exercise, nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is, and before you decide to waste even more, causality doesn't matter. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin, unless, of course. Are you serious? Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. Of course I haven't. I mean...
Okay. Look,
I
I'll go
guess
and
we'll just
name.
have to sit in each. So sure, go talk to her. See how that you make your. We're not going to ignore.
Okay, gotta go to the cabin. Don't have the option to turn around anymore. Sammy, do you not want out?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Take the knife.
You take the blade from the table. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
She's so cold.
Focus on the task at hand.
What? No way.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a...
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk. The blade tumbles
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
against your better judgment. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
She's very sarcastic.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long...
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
They haven't.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully...
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Take that, narrator.
You walk up to the chains, but they're large and heavy, far too solid for you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the...
Well, you do have that big, sharp...
She speaks with almost complete... If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. And you attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door... Is someone else here? You try the door. You're here to...
Yeah.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and...
You won't like what happened.
Oh, let's see.
Against your... You cut into the blade as she didn't so much as
This
us.
might
Free
be
from her bindings, the princess turned... How is she
similar?
so composed after losing...
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes as the princess approach... Wait, this is... Watch me. Stop that.
I thought that...
Your body lunges forward. Stop it. Stop
Let's keep resisting and see
the
if she...
blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the I'll make this quick.
She's gonna kill us again.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hand.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Yeah, you'll see me in about 45
And
seconds.
then she slits your throat with an almost clinical... Her face remains unchanged as she watches. This is the end. Is it? I'm
Nice.
afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you... You're on a path. You're here to slay her. terrible sense of... Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for... I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't, you know I can hear you two. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous...
You have already committed.
We could go back... Those are two very different questions. Let's say for a moment that if you're back here, I'm assuming you died. The absolute irony. You really don't remember what happened last? That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and... Sure.
Say something really mean to me?
I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to... Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported? If it's the latter, do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and... Oh, how I wish that were the case. But if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts. Just be quick about it. She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Oh,
you haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly... Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets. You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules... You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is.
That's true.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Thanks, hero.
Of course you're special. Why else? Yes, right. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in... I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
This is the very definition of an unreliable narrator.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it's... Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and... Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus.
I mean, I'm excited to see what the cabin looks like this time.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor. A pristine blade The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't... You reach forward and rub your... But there was a mirror, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. You take the blade from the... Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with... Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. So focus up.
Oh, we have.
Don't get...
We definitely have. Hey, we're back.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few... Her voice, harsh.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thick...
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before...
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains could...
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chin an instant there around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying... I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't... I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're... How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you... As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a...
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises...
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word. She can't. No. Her eyes stare forward,
cut her own head off?
as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she can't be damned. She's actually doing your job for you, huh? So that's her play. Killing herself?
Nope.
She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens.
Nice.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounced. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
Can we put it back?
The princess's eyes stare up at you.
Huh. So I guess that's it. What a way to go.
I hate this. Can we? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your...
I don't have an angle.
He has
Just
an angle.
looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy. Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily.
Did you see that?
I could have. She didn't. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you.
You keep
All
telling
you
me
have
she's a
to
monster.
do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Hey, look.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after...
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
All right, now we're getting to the point where I'm not sure how many...
She's gone.
No need to even talk to her.
This...
You're right. Part of me wants to
Don't worry. You'll be gone soon. I've unraveled. Yep. So I'm some sort of bird creature. Yep. Severed head this time.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there? Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Yep.
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because this one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected. If I did, no, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find. 1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me.
Cool.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one...
All right,
The
we've got
next
one
time
more
I
to go.
see you, I will be here.
It's cool. But there are like hundreds of... Not
You're on a
hundreds, but like
path in the
branching
woods.
paths. Yeah, yeah. I'll just be quiet this time.
You make your way up the... We're not going to go through. Ignore him. The interior of the blade. You take the blade. The door. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
She's so
Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a compare. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide. You ignore the trembling in your... I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a...
Hesitating? Why not? Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this. You squint even hard. So does she. At least nobody's done. You're going to have to make a The blade
Thank you. Maybe now we can...
against your better will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Do you? So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
She hesitates before...
You can address me...
Note the lack of...
Too long.
Again, she offers...
Oh, have you...
You know.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty good cut. Leaving her alive is too risky.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice.
I'm alright. Yep, locking her in the basement.
No, you think this is it's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the...
It won't be long before I slip these chains.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held... Okay. You settle in against the far... It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyway.
She sounds terrifying. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weak. No. Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just... You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up and you jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though it isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
A little bit, yeah.
If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. Oh, that should be at 4.
You're on a path in the woods, And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that, you're here to...
Yep, let's do it.
A warning. She will lie.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Well,
It doesn't matter. Don't.
Don't trust anyone. It's true. She was very direct last time.
The interior of the cabin is plain. The blade is your...
hold on. What happened to... It's just an empty frame. She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us.
She's been waiting. I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already got... So deep breath in.
Alright, let's look at the
You
mirror.
walk up to the...
What are you talking about?
You reach forward. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was... You reach down. Good.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something... I don't know. Better than a knife?
Can we have a bomb?
Could we have a bomb?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Oh, there are people out here.
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to... You cross over the threat.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna...
Come back? She must have you confused.
You really
She's
don't
not-
remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is it'll be enough. You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped.
What?
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could... You make your way to the bottom of the... As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge. She could be anywhere, and there's... Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you...
You turn back to the stairs, only to a faintly outlined path.
There you are. I told you I was...
As the princess approaches, your legs, your arms quickly...
This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
I like her.
There has to be a way. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs,
Yikes.
liver,
Never.
nerves, heart. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more, as your body...
Okay, whatever you were doing, please.
You sure about that? Are you sure that... You have seconds...
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, Again, your eyes shoot.
Can't decide what you want to do. Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking her. The why doesn't matter. She's already... Your weapon is still in your hands. Heart. Lungs.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking every...
The princess leans forward, bringing her...
If I want to see you gone,
Heart, lungs. She slowly runs her velvet... Shit. Hey, snap. Okay. Keep your back. Lungs.
one moment.
Nerves.
Lungs.
She falls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it?
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, 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 nerves, heart, lungs, liver. Your will concentrates into a single fibre. She doesn't even move.
We did it.
Nerves, heart, lungs,
You actually went for it! Oh, you're going to regret this!
heart, lungs. We've already seen how she can change.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see you in...
She falls to the ground, unmoving.
House of No Leave.
Oh, I can. And now that she's gone, but she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. It means that you're stuck here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Time path. Forever's gonna end. No, it won't. I feel sick.
Don't
Doesn't
worry.
have to be. What do you mean? We still have a way out.
Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead?
Haven't stopped
I
us
guess that's a
before.
terrible idea. You've already... Because right now, you don't want us to do that. You're right. I don't. But if we've already saved the world...
I just do. I value life.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value life.
Exactly. I don't have to...
That's a grim thought.
But I suppose you're right. You are a... We don't have to starve to death. You have... You remove the blade from the princess's body.
I'm stuck here with you.
Feelings mutual. At least we're all being honest.
Oh no.
You tighten your grip and fling the blade as... You mean...
Right, I mean...
You wait, and then you wait for a little while longer. But eventually the thirst sets in. The only things you know for certain are that it's long, and that it hurt. We really shouldn't have tossed the blade.
But we did.
No, you really shouldn't have. But biology and time are immutable forces. You're on
Oh.
a path in the wood.
There's a third chapter.
This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we... Yes, so it does. No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to... What if we do what she asked? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. If she...
That's wrong.
Threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of death? All death has done is shunt us back to these woods where we're forced... This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but it's definitely not the same. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end. Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could all... Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here
is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence.
You have already come.
It's true.
You continue down the path towards the... It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there. I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability. Maybe letting her out really... Whatever.
Yes.
You don't want to listen to me? It sounds like somebody's... There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, would you look at that? Take it however you will. The interior of the cabin is long and dark.
It's just a mirror.
A single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything. The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade.
Of course
Oh.
there
Isn't a mirror.
There wasn't one last time.
I suppose the only way to go is forward. So If you're asking what's at the end of the...
Are you saying there isn't a door? Are you
He didn't say door, did he?
He didn't.
No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door, it's just an opening.
Hey! It's good to see you.
It's just like last time, isn't it?
We're in the middle of an existential horror crisis here.
There's an invisible one. For all we know, she could be standing right there behind the mirror. For all we know, she's gonna jump out
Thank
at us,
you.
and there's nothing we can do to stop her.
So far, so good. We're 2 hours in, and I haven't had an personal existential crisis yet. But we're getting
Let me
there.
assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess. The princess is in the basement.
I think the princess is going to jump out of this narrator.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
We're going to put an end to this narrator.
Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Oh, it's there.
I hate that I know what's about to happen. Knowing makes it so much worse.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Yep.
Well, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
Helplessly staring into the void.
And there's the princess.
I'm glad I made a lasting impression.
Shit, where is she?
Behind us,
Feel
probably?
something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap.
Ouch.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the
Oh, we're gonna die
terrifying
again.
visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice.
Well, this is the first
her
time we've seen our
grin
legs.
Carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
Well, this is fine.
You killed me last time, and that was after you tried to lock me away forever. I was so close to freedom, but then you took my body away from me.
You were trying to strangle me.
So now I'm going to take yours, and I'm going to walk it out of here.
Makes sense.
You get to watch me do it, completely helpless, just like you left me.
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea. She clearly hates us.
That's true.
What's your point? I thought you wanted to get out of here. This is a way out, and it's different. We might as well take it.
Yeah, but not like this. She's going to make it hurt.
She's gonna make it hurt either way, I
Turn off
think.
the part of you that feels things.
Oh, thanks, numb
Oh,
person.
like it's that easy. It is. Pain is just another sensation. If you can tolerate
So I think
joy,
every time we
you
kill
can
the
tolerate
princess, we get the
pain.
voice of the cold.
Except that pain hurts.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does hurt.
That's what it does. That's the definition.
Do we need to explain to you why pain is bad?
You need to explain to yourself why it isn't.
Yeah.
See? That wasn't so hard. And maybe this'll make it hurt a little less.
Probably not.
Maybe.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest
Oh.
of the princess's body emerges. Her
Cool.
proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too.
Okay, deep breath. This is fine. This is fine.
Everything's
This is
fine.
Is it? Is there any conceivable way that this is fine?
Yeah, I'm right.
This is fine. It's better than last time. At least our organs aren't failing. At least I can actually talk.
It's true.
It is fine. Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of momentary discomfort.
He's
I'm
not
sure
wrong.
We'll be moving on again soon enough. Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
Yeah.
It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding.
I'm really curious what
Your
kind
body
of bird
slumps
person
against
we
the
actually
wall,
are.
desperately leaning into it for support. I'd beg you to resist, but you've already surrendered your will to her, haven't you?
You're the puppet master here. If this is the only way we could cut ourselves free from you, so be it.
It's true. I think the
It's a
narrator's the
new
bad guy here.
experience. You should try being possessed sometime. There's nothing else like it. Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world. But despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If anything, it's getting further away.
Yeah, narrator. Hey, thanks for popping in. I love doing this every year. It's one of my favorite things to do. And this is not going well for us.
Let her out. It's pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met.
Yeah, narrator, you're the bad guy. You are the bad guy.
No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer.
You just told us you couldn't manifest a rock, and yet...
It really is, isn't it?
All right.
Isn't saying all of this his job?
Yay!
Oh, he really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
I did nothing. He dealt with himself.
This is it then. Finally, we'll get to see what's really out there.
Yeah. I mean, every year we've done the 24 hours. The time changes happened right at 2 a.m. So that is fun. But yeah, I'll be doing it for a full 24 hours, not 25. So we'll stop at 8 a.m. tomorrow. This one is The Passenger. I like that her torso has stretched out, and it's great. This is year 8.
We're us again. How interesting. Everything is gone. Except her.
We'll see how many more years I can do for 24 hours. Last year, almost fell asleep at the end of it and managed to make it through it, so we'll see how today goes. Goodbye. All right.
She's gone. Oh, and there's that mirror again.
Don't
I would
worry.
have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing, I can't even trust ourselves.
Don't worry, everybody. Nothing. Nothing this time.
I think you know what I am.
I think I'm ah. There you are, narrator. This is not great.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Enough. That's a lot of dialogue options.
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
I think this is an authorial intent. Yes.
Of course. That is by both necessity and design.
We're breaking the fourth wall again.
This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world.
We're gonna save.
But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied,
We're gonna keep asking questions until he pops.
perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Yeah, no.
I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that. I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. Yes, you will, but it will all be worth it.
Ooh, that's...
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts when the patterns are wiped from the sand. When the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always.
Yep. This is me. Neat. So I brought the Wraith to her. Cool.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us. Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict. If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Flesh is a vehicle. And the sharing of flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence, you did not resist my violence, but I overcame you. To fear me is to fear losing the flesh.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can. To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you found me. And we chose to trust each other for no reason than the sake of believing in something that wasn't us. Shared skepticism blossomed into freedom, but we needed to walk a path together to bloom. Would you stop our journey now that you've seen its beginning? What of those in the worlds beyond? Would you erase their... You cling to your notion of pain as suffering. There is beauty and ugliness, and love and conflict. There is no beginning, there is no end, and there is no end. There is only the flood of bodies. Every possible every moment, but in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief, we can be everything again. Your lover has tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stay? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp? I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers dance across your skin. I remember the violence I offer you absolution, and we felt the pain you caused another. And you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was used to set me free. Without sin, there is...
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you a...
It's so peaceful here. Beautiful. You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that nothing is immutable? Everything that is exists only in relation to everything. There is no constant. There is... Open your eyes and accept what we are.
It is from my vantage point that
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. What I offer you is not perspective.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone. All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you. They're still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there.
It's time to resume.
She's relentless, isn't she? Then let's go. Don't think any of the others have forgotten what you said at the mirror. They all talked, and they're not happy. But we can discuss that. Do you need me to describe?
It's just us. I think the rest...
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him. Yeah. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just there's no mirror. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but... That's probably for the best. Yeah, it's complicated. The stairs. Do you remember?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a...
It sounded just like that. A little and down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go? No. I feel like I'm myself again. Honestly, me neither.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife.
What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you... So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before...
Can she really do that?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before. Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back. That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care. But fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them. And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making... Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty, and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back.
We're gonna do it
Guess
forever.
I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand.
Oh.
Oh, I love you too.
I think that counts as an ending.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
That was good. Nascent Gods. See, I like this kind of existential story where it could go on forever, and there's a universe out there created to end suffering and pain, but the opposite of that is creating a new universe at the end. It's that kind of same existential story they hear over and over again. But I think this is a good take on it. The good ending doesn't count. I'm guessing I didn't get to the actual... Oh, that's neat. Alright, so I'm guessing I didn't get the actual... Oh, no. No, I don't want to clear the gallery process. How do I... Is it memories? Yeah, cool. So I think... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, so... I think I know how to get to that one. May involve but does not necessitate being eaten. Okay. So do I start a new game? Yeah.
You're...
Can I see the gallery from here? Or is that just... Yeah, okay. And I can tab through.
You make your way.
So I'm guessing...
The interior...
Just get the blade.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon. You walk down the stair. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk a bit first. Because if I kill her, that puts her in the ghost mode.
The princess has. She doesn't know.
Is that why they threw me down here? I don't remember much about it, to be honest. Did they tell you how? They haven't shared a thing, have they? At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here. And it's whoever sent you here.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything.
And a subjugating monarch.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret.
You have to make a choice. Thank you. You turn back.
Where are you? Fine. Turn your back on.
Slip these chains. She has to be bluffing, but you rush up to the... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, you slowly creep down the basement stairs.
Yeah, she's not.
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm. Is it just me? Your eyes dart to the corners. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open.
Do you want to play a waiting game?
You do your best, but eventually... Come on, wake up. You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand. Your one last... This is the end. I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the up. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, this is the
You're
beast.
on the path. You're here.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, she will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its free... I don't see why that matters. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. That's a very roundabout way of... Maybe.
It's true. I mean, she bit her own arm off to get out.
The interior of the cabin is... The blade is... You take the blade. The door to the basement creaks open. The air seeping up from below. She growls.
I can smell.
She sounds almost impatient. You carefully make your way down the stair. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from... You see only a flash of the prince. Remember, she is... You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring...
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, Fletch. I'm so much more than you.
and a little splinter clutch.
A shiver rushes up your spine. The air's shifting. She's getting ready. You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by it. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been. Her chains wrap before you can blink. She's gone, vanishing once more into the...
You're faster than you were before, but you're still...
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers.
So she's cut off our escape.
Oh, for the love of... You've given up the game.
So many useless thoughts run through your... If you want to see me...
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She's coiling for another strike.
We're on the back foot.
The back foot keeps us nimble.
It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We need to...
This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive.
If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to... As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you tighten her grip on the blade and lash out.
It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pain. Your sense sprawling, and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your... Ha! Look at that! She wounded us.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you...
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief. You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before... By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly...
No, that's it then. Do better next time. I still need...
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death.
Ooh, chapter 3. Nice.
You're on a path.
Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die.
You felt her. She didn't have...
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have...
Great. So you've been here before.
Oh, shut up.
And how do you... We're
going to...
Well, no... Now, hold on.
He's not important. He...
You make your way down to the... So...
We've already been...
I'm not sure that...
It's a better plan than...
I don't like this.
Yeah, use violence.
The interior is done. The only the blade is your...
Take it.
Is no one going to mention... What are you talking about? He isn't a trick.
That mirror's blocking our...
Yes, take the steel. You pull the... Good. You step forward.
You heard him. Stop it.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It, if there even is, so grimy. You reach forward and see nothing. Tricks of the app. You step forward into the dark. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, it smells of mold and decay.
This is great.
The damp wall as you crawl forward on hands and knees. Stay quiet. You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you... The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess your victory out, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils.
See, I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too.
Her gleaming eyes watch you from the shadows. Unblinked hunger. Yes. She knows you're...
I'd like to see her try.
The princess lunges with even more ferocity than before. Both voices were right. Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs. The flash of wet steel. And yet, for all the wounds you've managed to inflict upon her, you remain at a stalemate. And then you start to lose ground.
So she really can devour our strength?
Nah, screw that. We're not stooping to her level.
We die if we do that. We have to make ourselves like her. She shifts towards you, her bloody grin shining in the dark.
Take it. Put her...
You hurl yourself towards the princess, your movement too quick, too bold.
Yes. Yeah.
Nature doesn't have glory. This is... She howls in pain, retaliating with claws and teeth, desperately tearing, no sating of her ravenous hunger will be enough to mend her now. Though her flesh begins to seal itself around you, you and the princess collapse to the floor together. Your bodies
I wouldn't have it any other way.
As the two of you fade, a new emotion creeps into the princess's eyes. Something akin to shame.
I guess that's it. Right?
He's gone.
Nope.
Everything is...
It doesn't matter.
She's gone, and there's that. I'm begging you. It's different, that.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the...
I am now. All right.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
Yay. Okay. I'm going to take a short break and eat lunch, and then I'll be back with Brain. Sucker for Love, Part 2.